Hi, I'm Father Eric Sundrup, and I'm joined by Father Patty Gilger from America Media, and you are watching an episode of Jesuit Autocomplete.
Maybe we want something a little more violent.
Yeah, let's do both of those again.
And today's topic,
What do we have?
there's the big reveal. What does the Bible say? So many things. It says so many things.
What
Top
does the
quick.
Bible say?
About divorce.
Well, Jesus, in fact, is very clear about divorce in the Gospels. He says that we are not to divorce one another, that this is a real failure. And so it's one of his very firm teachings about divorce, which is why the Catholic Church has been so firm over the years, really trying to encourage couples to stay together, not at all costs. Of course, there are times when a relationship becomes broken and it's too broken for it to be able to remain together. But Jesus' explicit teaching in the Bible there is that we ought not to support divorce. We want to remain in a permanent commitment that we make in marriage.
And his explicit teaching in the Gospels is replying to teachings from the Hebrew Scriptures.
Very
as
well said.
So there's multiple points that are going on there. What does the Bible say about tattoos?
That they are awesome.
That's just because you have one. I don't know.
I don't think the Bible says anything about tattoos.
Oh, yeah, I'm always careful about that because there's always something in Leviticus. There's something in Leviticus about tattoos.
Is there?
Yep.
What does it say?
There's like one passage in Leviticus somewhere that says like not cutting images into your body.
Okay.
So that's a whole list of rules. Leviticus has a series of list of rules about different things. But like for Catholics or for most Christians, there would be no prohibition that shows up in the New Testament, the Gospels. And I can't imagine that we would hold someone to the parts of Leviticus.
No, we don't follow all of the Jewish law anymore. So.
Yeah, so I would just make sure the translation of whatever you're putting on your body is accurate.
And make sure it's really awesome looking.
What does the Bible say about forgiveness? Oh my gosh, like tons of things all over the place. I mean, half of the point of what's going on in the story of Revelation is how God forgives us, is merciful, and wants to be with us. And it says that in so many different stories throughout the Hebrew Scriptures, throughout the Psalms.
Two quick stories about places where that happens. One is one of the famous Psalms of David, after David has committed a really terrible sin and confesses these sins to God and begs to receive forgiveness, which God gives him. Right? Now, another incredible example for me comes from Jesus in the Gospels, where he turns to Peter.
Oh, that one, okay.
And says, when Peter asks him and says, "How many times must I forgive my brother? 7 times?"
70
Jesus'
times.
response, no, 7 times, 7 times. So over and over and over and over
Sure, it
again.
wasn't 70 times.
We'll check the interpretation. We'll check the translation.
Go back to the Greek. What does the Bible say about forgiveness? It's a good thing. What does the Bible say about sex? This is what I think people forget. There are a lot of stories about sex in the Bible.
It's true. Yeah, it's really true.
What is the purpose of sex? This is supposed to bring us together for union, for procreation. It's also an extremely important and intimate part of what it means to be a human being, so it's not something that should be wasted. It's not something that should be used for objectification. It's not something that should be used for power. There's a whole lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, that's excellent.
What does the Bible say? Uh-oh, tearing it.
You can do this.
I got it.
I'm confident.
What does the Bible say about hell?
You know, that's interesting. So hell itself is kind of not a fully formulated doctrine or idea in the Scriptures. Now, there are two kind of roots of that idea that you can find throughout there. And it comes in the idea of Hades, and it comes in the idea of Gehenna. Okay, so Hades is a word for a place that many Jews around Jesus' time and before would have felt that souls go after they are dead. Because remember, this idea of the resurrection of the body was not always prevalent.
Ooh, they were debating that.
That's right. These
all
are
the
hot
time.
debates. Another one is Gehenna, where Jesus at different times mentions a place of fiery burning. Now, some biblical scholars think this was actually a place close by Jerusalem that was kind of like a trash dump.
Trash dump.
That could have very well been there.
It was a dumpster fire.
But it could have also been a metaphor, and we're not exactly sure. And when we were talking about hell, remember, we're talking about one thing really, a place of absolute separation from the God who has created us and loves us and wants us back.
So what does the Bible say Uh-oh. I'm
About?
having a hard time with this setup.
Don't worry, here. Let me help you.
Got it.
What does the Bible say?
About cremation.
That is not what I expected the last question to be on this list.
To the best of my knowledge, there's not any real discussions of cremation. There's some stuff in Hebrew scriptures about different bodies being burned.
Okay.
But the modern practice of cremation is not really going to come up in the Bible. So
Not prohibited.
yeah, so for Catholics, cremation is an acceptable means of interment or of burial. The one thing that would be asked is that you not separate the ashes in various different places. That
Yeah,
you
we-
actually put them in somewhere sacred, blessed, intended for receiving burial. But that wouldn't be a biblical.
Do you want to be cremated?
I always joke that you can put me in a pine box under a tree, and I'll go back up into a tree.
So you
please.
really don't care one way or another?
I'm not going to get involved. It doesn't matter that much to me.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you've learned something about faith, belief, the Catholic Church at another edition of Jesuit
Autocomplete. He keeps making that joke. I apologize to everyone.
Autocomplete.
Hi, I'm Father Patty Gilger with America Media. We want to thank you for watching the first 6 episodes of Jesuit Autocomplete. If you want to sign up to be sure that you get the first episodes of the second season, you can hit the subscribe button on the bottom right hand of your screen right now. Thank you very much.